Hey guys, so Whitney is accusing Locum, who was in Love Island with her, of being racist. She's accusing him of saying her skin was dirty. He has also responded, so this is what she had to say.
Walking back from lunch, going back to his place, and I was in the sun, and I was like, babe, look how my skin glistens in the sun. And he looked at me and he was like, ugh, it's dirty. And then only when I lashed out, he was like, it was a joke, it was a joke. And he was crying. He called all my family members saying it was a joke, it was a joke. And because Locum gives off this golden retriever energy, like no one would ever believe that he would ever say it maliciously. But you guys know I have dark humor. So I know when something's a joke and when something's being said seriously and then span into, oh, it's a joke. And let's not even start there because we're really going to dive into it. When I used to come to your house, what did your mom used to say to me? The lights would go off and she would say, oh, where's Whit gone? Whit, smile. And that was an on-running joke in that household, like, Whit, smile, Whit, smile. So I just hate the fact that he's coming on the internet acting so, like, innocent. I'm not even here saying that Locum is a racist. I'm here saying that he made racial slurs. Yes, racial slurs towards me. This is the same guy that used to pocket watch me and say, oh, why didn't you tell me you got paid today? Oh, like, the bill's on you. Pay for the round of drinks for my friends. Like, I can't even believe the poppy dog eyes and the, oh my gosh. This is the same guy, and you guys, you can go and roll the tapes because it's there on his Love Island tape. This is the same guy that told me he was Spanish when we met. The same guy that made me go, I don't even know where it was, far away with him to draw his hairline, and then on that same day sent me home, as in I couldn't sleep in the house. And this is the same guy whose friends used to use the N-word and he would condone it by still being friends with them and going to paddle with them. And I used to tell him, this is where someone tweeted about me being on the train saying the N-word, because I was like, why are you hanging around with people who obviously have that word in their vocabulary? And I'm obviously a black woman. And one day, I'm sure you anticipate on having kids with me, like you said. So therefore, your kids would be black. So why are you condoning your friends talking like this? That's what that argument on the train was about. Are you guys asking me, why did I go back with him? No, we broke up when that racial slur happened, right? And then moving forward, it was turbulent in our relationship. That was very on-and-offy. That's why I wasn't posting much online, because I didn't want to put forward something that I wasn't genuinely feeling to my core. So it got to the point where we went to New York and I wanted to break up with him. I was saying to him, like, yeah, feelings are still there, but I just don't see this going in the way that I want my future to go. It's the same guy that gaslighted me and said, oh, I want to marry you, I want to do this for you. Guys, he took me to therapy with him, to do couples therapy. And then the whole inside thing happened. And then Bob's your uncle, he was gone a week later because I didn't get the same clout that I got from Love Island. Really? Locum is a culture vulture. He clocked that his audience obviously is predominantly black, so he's constantly trying to tap into the culture, but the same culture he stripped me of, the same culture he told me I was too ghetto, I was too loud, my family can't come to his sister's events because they'll steal the attention. There was so much that went into that relationship, hence why I slowly started to mutate my whole identity and I lost myself. So I don't understand why he's coming on the internet doing up lies. It's very, 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 very strange. And going back to the point of why did you say every single time I'll try and leave this guy flowers, bring my mum flowers. He presented himself to my family and to the world like, I'm a golden retriever, I'm a nice guy. So obviously everything that I do, I'm a pit bull. Like, I just look crazy because it's never going to compare to his fake aura. When I first came out about my breakup, I was very much like, I'm gonna protect him. I'm only gonna say the good. It's the right thing to do, the nice thing. But then with time, he allowed this narrative of me to be ran. Even though he was silent about it, that silence, it bred story times. It bred room for people to give their opinions and say things about me that wasn't true. And when I wanted to put out the statement, he was like to me, can you specify it's not about the inside thing? Can you put that in there? And I was like, why are you even thinking about that? Because at that time I wasn't even thinking about that. But why are you thinking about it? Because that's exactly what it was about, the inside backlash. I was constantly giving him grace, but when did he ever give me grace? So it got to a point where like now it's me or you, and this time I'm gonna pick me. The same way you're sitting there saying, oh, I need to defend myself. You've got nothing to defend yourself from, because I know how good I was to you. I know how much I fueled your platform. I know what kind of girlfriend I was. Like when we come out of Love Island, we were both broke. And I know who was running the checks, who was paying the bills, who was fueling the dreams, who was creating. Wait, don't even get me started. I gave him this travel series idea in January once we said we're doing this. And I told him, you need to go and travel the world with your cooking content. You need to go and get down with the locals, get down with the community and show people the different side to the world of cooking, right? And then in February, he's like to me, oh, what's it called? I'm gonna go to Costa Rica for 3 weeks and you can't come. I'm like, well, why can't I come? Even if it's the last week, I can't come and see you. He was like, no, I just wanna come. I just wanna go with my friend. And then his mom always gets involved. She's like, oh, Wit's just being difficult. Wit's just being difficult. Like you should be able to travel for 3 weeks without her saying anything. And then even coming down to breakup, he's like, yeah, I want to be with someone that lets me go 4 months at a time and I can come home to them. And I was just like, well, good luck. That's why I didn't really fight for that relationship, because one, it was evident because he was never there after the whole inside backlash. I only saw him once, and when I saw him, all he done when he came was watch TV. So at that point, I was done anyways, even though we had an amicable breakup, because I think we were both mentally just drained. People calling me, but even though we had amicable breakup because we were both drained from the relationship, like I went out sad to protect him. And this time round, I'm not doing that just because you come on here with your 3-day speech that you put together and your puppy dog eyes. Like, I really know you didn't love me. You loved what I could give you until I could no longer give it to you. So please stop lying, Locken. Please. That's why you've been calling me, not me personally, you've been calling my family, you've been calling management to take it down. If you knew you didn't say those things before I even stated it was your name, why are you belling off my phone? Why are you belling off my sister's phone? Why are you sending 100 texts? And the question of why is it coming out now? Well, I was embarrassed, I was ashamed, and I didn't feel like that part of my story was something that I wanted to share until now. And now I'm not ashamed and embarrassed about it, because I'm I'm one of many women that go through it, but I'm happy that I'm out of that situation, and I'm happy that I survived that situation, as much as people like to make me look.
Begin with this, and my family are pretty devastated and upset by everything that's kind of circulated in the news and social media from, my past relationship. And yeah, it's pretty hard to talk about, but I feel like, I've got no other choice now to stand up and defend myself. Like I really wanted, Whit and I just to move on happily with our lives and just, be happy. I want her to be happy. But, it's reached a point where I do need to stand up for myself and talk about, this whole incident that is circulating on the internet. About a year into my relationship with Whit, we were on a walk close to my flat. She got her nails done and she, annoyingly put her nails in my face and was like, oh, my hands are so clean. My hands are so clean, yours aren't. And I was like, no, they're not. And, I was kind of just annoyed her hands were in my face, but it was a very off the cuff remark. I just said, no, they're not. And, she looked at me in shock and was like, you're calling me dirty. And, I was taken back by that. I was, I felt insulted that, my girlfriend who I loved, who knows me, who knows that I would never insinuate something like that, is, calling me a racist and saying, you know, you're calling my skin dirty. So I just want to first off say I've never called anyone's skin dirty, and I would never. Like, that to me is the most upsetting comment. And I think when Whit retaliated the way she did, amongst anything, I was super upset because, you know, this is the girl I love, this is the girl I'm with. And then, you know, it was a very emotional day for both of us. I was getting told, oh, the world's going to see, you know, the racist that you are. And, you know, that was super upsetting for me because, you know, I love her family, I still do. And I didn't care about the public. It was more like, you know, you're going to paint this picture to my family that, you know, I've called your skin dirty, when that never happened. And that was really upsetting. And then, you know, on top of that, having the comment to say the world's going to see the real you, like, I of course was scared, because I was like, this narrative of something that has been taken completely out of context is now going to be, you know, shown to the world as it has been done now. And that's why I need to stand up and talk about it, because it's painting this picture of me, you know, that I called her dirty, or I would regularly, you know, refer to her skin as dirty. And this is just I'm trying to explain the context of the scenario so you understand what happened, and it wasn't that. And, you know, I had text from Lizzie. You know, she said, brother, you don't need to explain. Like, I understand, like, we know you're not a racist. Her mum called me, I called her mum, you know, but that's been taken and spun and, you know, made me to basically say your hands are dirty, or your skin, not even your hands, your skin, which it's hard to even say these words because it just goes against everything that I've been raised, coming from like a multicultural background, my mum being Indian, my dad Scottish, Polish, English. It's upsetting and devastating. I don't know. And I feel like, you know, ever since the breakup, it's like a constant prod online, you know, whether it be the breakup post, like, this is the day he didn't choose me, or, you know, I'm locked out, or other podcasts where, you know, you speak badly about me, but I don't hold any like ill or, you know, hatred in my heart towards, you know, where I want her to be happy. I still do want her to be happy, even amongst all of this mess. And, you know, that's what's so upsetting about this situation, is it feels like, you know, this was done to cause harm, and, you know, it is. So I don't even know what to say, really. I just want to say as well, like, with the situation on the day where I was texting Lizzie and, you know, her family, like, I was in panic mode. Like, I was upset. I was devastated that, you know, the person that I'm with is saying the world is going to see you for the racist that you are. And it wasn't even, you know, her family. Like, it was just such an upsetting situation. So me referring to things as, like, you know, a joke in text was me merely trying to, like, diffuse a situation where I was in complete panic mode because, you know, something was being twisted in front of me and I couldn't navigate it, and I was scared and I was upset and I was trying to deal with all these emotions in one day. And, you know, I mean, I even got support from, like, you know, Lizzie and her family, and saying, you know, don't worry about it, we believe you, it's fine. And, you know, it was squished and it was moved on. But just seeing this being brought back into light, it's not even upsetting just for me, but it's the toll it's having on my family.
This is a sad situation, and if the allegations are true, it's very sad that she stayed in this relationship when she was going through what she felt was, you know, racism. She's been made to feel, you know, less than. And I feel like if these allegations are true, he just shouldn't have been in a relationship with a black woman if this is how he truly feels about black people. When it comes to this particular show, racism seems to be an issue that keeps on coming up. I don't know why they find it so difficult to just put in people who also like black people generally. I don't know why there's always this big thing on the show that, you know, the black woman can't get a partner, she's unattractive. It seems to be the theme of this show, and it's like this show needs to be cancelled, or this show needs to just stop being inclusive or racist if they can't cater to, you know, all different types of communities. This I don't like the black woman in the UK is getting really tiresome. You know, we're all tired of it. We're sick of it. It's a theme that seems to regularly be running on a lot of these social media platforms. The UK has got a serious problem right now with, like, racism and colorism. Somebody needs to address it and fix it real quick, because we are tired, and TV networks should most definitely not be catering to this level of discrimination. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in another one.
wanna miss with you.